I got asked yesterday how to fix a funnel that is bringing in low quality leads and people that are just unqualified. And in this case, it was a high ticket coaching program that helps agencies get more customers and scale the agencies at the end of the day. And they were running a simple funnel. They just had some Facebook ads on there. Then they were running to a lead form, pretty much just with the offer like, hey, do you experience this problem of not having enough customers for your agencies? And do you want to have more customers? Then we can help. Sign up for a call and we see if you're a right fit. Very basic, very simple, just a short video and then some copy on top. And that was pretty much it. And then in the setting call, they were finding out that they got a lot of lead volume. So they were having a lot of leads. But a lot of the leads were actually unqualified. They couldn't afford the thing. They weren't really able to actually do anything about it. And it just weren't a good fit for the product. And the end result is that either they let some people in the strategy session, but they couldn't be closed because they couldn't afford the thing, or it's not super relevant, or they just didn't have any strategy sessions at all. And when I look at a funnel like this, the first things that I always analyze are the following. If, in this case, the guy is coming to me and telling me that the lead quality is really low, then the first thing I would fix is to add more friction in the funnel. A lead form is really easy to fill up, and in the beginning, it might make sense if you also have something that's more mass market, where it's super easy for people to sign up and you just want more lead volume, then it's cool. But at the end of the day, if you have something very specialized that is very high ticket for just a small audience, you want to add a little bit more friction. And the first step I would actually do is to just go away from lead form and maybe change it up to a landing page, maybe a longer one, where you give a lot more information about people so they actually have to click through a little bit. Let's just do this a little bit longer. So like a long landing page where you can still go immediately for the call booking, but it needs to be longer. It needs to have more proof, more trust, better offering. You explain your process and your method much more in depth, and then you go for the call booking. That would be the first step I would do immediately. And can I draw this? Yeah, all right. And that's a super quick fix. Then the other thing I would change is probably the offer you are using to get people in. So for example, right now, the guy is just saying like, hey, sign up for a free call if you want to get more clients for your agencies. Well, okay. The thing is, or the problem more is that everybody that just started an agency and that saw a guy that just saw some videos online and he's like, hey, I want to start an agency today. And yes, I don't have customers. He would also be able to sign up because he can identify with the problem that you just explained in the ads. If you just say like, hey, you experience low lead problems and you want to get more leads, then sign up. Then obviously everybody that just started an agency experienced the same problem. What you want to change then, and what I would do specifically, is I would go back and ask some of the best customers that already bought from the coach or for the coaching program and ask them what kind of problems they were experiencing. Because let's say the perfect customer is someone that already has like 1 or 2 or 3 employees and they want to scale to like 5 employees and they want to scale the revenue from like, let's say 50K per month to 100 or 200K per month in revenue. The guy that is already doing 50K per month or 30K per month with his agency is going to experience much different problems than someone that has just started and maybe has like 2 clients that he's servicing for free. Okay, so if you then go back and you ask them like, hey, what kind of problems were you having before the coaching program? What frustrates you on a day-to-day basis? What were your dreams, your goals? What kind of obstacles were holding you back from actually achieving them yourself? And you really find this out by surveying them or interviewing them, whatever it is. And then you start creating ads that specifically target and talk about these problems only those people can identify with, okay? Because if you then start talking about problems someone might have in their agency, if they're at the level of like 30 to 50K, which would be, hey, you don't have enough systems and processes in order to get leads consistently and to service all those leads that come in. Maybe you already have like 1 or 2 salespeople and their calendar isn't filled up. or maybe you have some other problems that you try to run ads for your agency, but you just burn through your budgets. All these different things like systems and process, running ads for your agency in order to get more customers, and having salespeople that don't have a full calendar. Those are only problems someone experiences if they're at the higher level, okay? A beginner doesn't have salespeople. A beginner doesn't run ads because he doesn't have the budget for it. And he also doesn't have systems and process or fulfillment problems because he has no customers to service. So if you just talk about these problems, a very different avatar will identify with it. And if you then talk about the right dream they have, which you found out through the surveys, you're going to attract already a lot more customers and more high quality customers. All right. And if that also works together with your landing page, that is a little bit more friction, and you also have more proof, because someone that plays at the higher level, they need more proof. They need more trust. They need more social proof. They need to see your method a little bit different because they probably tried different stuff before. Maybe they have been burned before. So you need to do a little bit more work on a landing page. So, which is good if it's longer and you put more stuff on, but stuff that's necessary, not some random stuff. And that will already fix like a lot of the things. The other thing you can do is, if you found out who your perfect customer is and you realize like, hey, those are just people doing 30K per month, you can also just address this in the ad directly. You talk about their problems, but you also say pretty much, hey, if you're an agency already doing 30, 50K per month, then this might be for you. And then you talk about their problems, then you talk about their desires, and you promote your solution or your unique method that you have in order for getting them from their current to the desired situation. And that's pretty much it. What you can also do is to just change up the funnel a little bit more, because it's usually that people low quality, they don't need much trust. And if you just promise them something nice, they will sign up. But someone that is really high quality, they need a little bit more trust in order to really believe that you can actually get the result. So changing up the funnel is something that works as well too. So you can switch to, for example, lead magnet. That might work as well, where you give away a free PDF, or you do a video course, a small one, or a live webinar where you teach people. That qualifies a lot of people. Or you sell a small book, you can do that as well, or a small product, which is also really good because then you already have people that paid something for your stuff. But the only caveat is those are a little bit more longer term, and you need to be able to upfront the ad spend for a little while until those people start coming in and actually purchasing something high ticket, which can take a few months. Okay, and the last thing you can actually change as well is if you don't offer a lead magnet, but you actually get them on a call, but for a different reason. So for example, in this case, the guy was just saying like, hey, if you have lead problems, then book a call, we can help, and we can fix your lead problems by just running ads for you or doing the coaching and stuff like this. What you can also do is, for example, you found out who your customer is and what kind of problems they were experiencing and stuff like this. And then you do an audit on a problem that only they are experiencing, or you solve this small problem for them. For example, let's go back to the sales example. Let's say you do this high ticket coaching where you fix the lead problems, you also build the sales team, and you build some systems and processes. You could, for example, do an audit where you look through or where you look over their sales process and you audit their entire sales process, and you tell them where they might have bottlenecks, where something might not work, and you give them like really good tips on how to fix these things. And then you also help them to fill up the calendars of their salespeople, because I mean, what use is it for them if they have a really good sales process, but they don't have any leads to sell it to, okay? So then you could sell the implementation of fixing the lead problem as well. That might work as well. Or checking over their fulfillment processes. You know, they have like 20 different customers and they feel like they're not delivering results on a consistent level and consistent basis. Then you could go in there and you fix their CRM, or not their CRM, their project management tool, and you look over their processes and maybe how to implement AI and stuff like this. And again, if they have a really amazing fulfillment, they still also want more customers to come in so they can use that automated and systemized fulfillment process, where you could do an audit for, or you do like a free trial, things like this. but it also just speaks specifically to the customer that actually is high quality and experiences more high quality products or more experienced problems. Sorry.